Well, welcome to High School Sports on the Harvard Cable Network. I'm Don Morrison. Today at C. Milton Wright High School, it's a key Chesapeake Division early season matchup between the Huskies of Patterson Mill and C. Milton Wright's Mustangs. Jared Clark, you opened your season, of course you lost to Elkton. You want to win on the road, obviously, beating C. Milton Wright year in and year out, one of the teams to beat in the Susquehanna, or I should say in the Chesapeake. Tonight would be a great game to win.
Yeah, of course. I mean, anytime you come over to Coach Stefanides' place, you know you're going to be in for a battle. They're well coached, and it's early in the season. I mean, this is the fourth game for us, so we're just trying to catch our stride. And this game would be great. It would be fantastic to pick up a victory tonight. But as every single year, we just want to keep on plodding so we get ready for the playoffs towards the end of the year.
And it's right before the holidays. Tough to have the kids keep their focus. Also, you're playing early. It's a 5 o'clock game, not a normal game time. It's a Thursday, not a Friday. Any of those factors weigh in the way your team might play tonight?
No, it's basketball, so the kids are ready to play. They get up in the morning wanting to play basketball, so we practice every single day at this time. If they make an excuses, it definitely didn't come from this guy, that's for sure.
Now you're 13-11 last year. You lost 3 starters, but you've got some good players coming back. It is a new year. What's it look like for the Huskies?
Yeah, we have a bunch of guys that haven't played together, so we're trying to find some chemistry and mix some things in. Some of our better guys, talent-wise, I guess you'd say, if you're going to write down on paper, are young kids. So they got to figure out how to play against the big boys. He's got a big boy in the center that has been playing a lot of years and has got a lot of experience. He's savvy, and they're going to have to find a way to challenge that. So I think that's a pretty neat challenge, especially early in the season. And we'll just see how it unfolds for sure.
I look at your scores, and at least on paper, it looks like you're a low-scoring team. Are you a defensive-minded team, or is that just the way the games have worked out?
That's if you look at our scores over the past 13 years, that's pretty much who we are. We don't get into high numbers. I think the only game that we had a real high is we scored 90 against Hartford Tech on HCN 2 years ago, but that was like an anomaly. Most of our games, we're a defensive-minded team, and we're trying to do our best to plod along and make sure we're making executions on the offensive end of the floor to give us a chance.
We're talking about being a 1A school. If folks don't realize, that means you're one of the smaller schools in the state. You compete with the big boys all the time. How do you do it year in and year out?
Well, we've been fortunate. I mean, we've been up in the upper division for a long time. John and I talk about it all the time and how this just, iron sharpens iron. And being in the upper division, you get a chance to grind it out every single game. There's no freebies, none, zero. So we get an opportunity every single game to come out and play. And I think it's paid well for us. I mean, we've been in the 1-2 regional championships in the past 5 years, been to, 4 regional championships in the past 7, so something's going right. When you get a chance to play against well-coached teams that have been tested, and they test you, and then you're ready for the playoffs, and I think that's a testament to our conference and guys like the guy standing to your right.
Coach Clark, we look at your team. Who should the folks be aware of tonight? Who's going to be leading you?
Well, I'm still trying to figure that out, and maybe if you guys let me know after the game, it'll help.
Very good. Hang on a second. Let's turn over and talk to John Stephanidis. John, coaching here at C. Milton Wright, you do have a dynasty. You've got a legacy built here. I know you like to downplay the fact of each year's a new year, but it's something you have to be proud of, the way these kids have, year in and year out, done very well.
I've been blessed to have great kids coming into the school that not only do they love basketball, they just love to learn, and I'm more than willing to teach them anything they want. And we've had the balls bounced our way many times in the last couple of years.
Back champions last year. You go to the region finals. You win the region finals. Lose in the state semis. A great year for you.
Last year was a good season. We enjoyed it, and as we talk to the kids when we have our banquets, hey, the season's over. Now it's day one for the next year, and we've been trying to put in a lot of work for this tonight. We're young. I know we have a couple of good guys with experience, but I still got 3 sophomores on the varsity, and one of them, starts pretty consistently. And we're learning too, just like Jared says, and it's the downfall of playing a conference game in December. I don't want to do that, but you got to win this game if you want to win a conference. And, when you start off and you play Aberdeen and you follow it up with Patterson Mill, there's no gimmies there.
Well, yeah, and Gerard said that exactly. You look at the Chesapeake Division, arguably one of the toughest conferences in the entire state, but I'm sure it helps prepare your kids for what's coming in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely, I think it does. I think that when you go in every night and you know that you have to play hard, you have to win, you have to do the little things, and the coaches we have here throughout the county they expose you. They'll find a weakness, and it gives you time to at least try and address that weakness before playoff starts. Then when the playoffs start, your kids are battle tested. You know, in some of these other schools that we get to play, they only played maybe 2 or 3 really tough games, and we just got out of playing 15. So it helps a lot.
Losing 3 starters, including 2 all-county players, always tough to replace, but that's the nature of high school basketball.
It is, and the 2 guys that we lost, I think we lost more was their leadership. Good kids on the court, just handled situations. When things got tough on the court, they knew what to do. They handled, in practice, they challenged kids well. And we're still looking for that leader right now this year, and that's the hardest thing to replace with any team when you have graduation.
John, when you talk about playing before the holidays, it's sort of a different feeling because, the kids are still feeling out each other, learning to play together. How do you keep them focused before the holidays?
Well, one, they generally stay focused because they love basketball. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second thing in practice, we do a lot of talk about trust. How do you trust your teammates? And as long as we continue to build on that trust, we'll grow. And we focus a lot on just get 1% better today than yesterday. And this game, as much as I want to win, as much as they want to win, if we lose, that's not the end all tonight. We got a lot of season left. You still got 12 more conference games. You got regional playoffs and then state playoffs. So it'll hurt, but we'll grow from it if that happens.
Last year you lose 1 conference game, 1 division game. Already you've lost that 1 game, that double overtime loss to Aberdeen. Certainly it's a sobering experience losing that way. It had to be a tough one to lose.
It was a tough one to lose. We came back from 13 down in the last couple minutes to tie it up. But I think you look at it and you say that was our 2nd game of the year. Normally we usually get 3 or 4 non-conference games in before conference play starts. And this year they just threw us right into it. And we're still learning. Aberdeen's still learning too, and maybe they just were a little bit closer to being together than we are.
We look at rivalries, and when C. Milton Wright and Patterson Mill get together, not a natural rivalry like a Bel Air Patterson Mill or a C. Milton Wright Falston perhaps, but it is a rivalry because you guys are well coached. Every year your teams come out and they're ready to play. I know it's a big game for you tonight.
It is a big game. When you play Jared's teams, you got to deal with just very disciplined squads. They're a lot harder to play at their place, but boy, when they come here, they play hard, and we notice that we don't play as hard as his teams have played in the past. We've tended to get away sometimes with our athleticism versus how hard we play. And if I could get my kids to play as hard as he gets his all the time, we'd do a little better.
Well, it should be a great game. Don't go away. It is Patterson Mill versus C. Milton Wright. We'll be right back with the tip-off. Well, welcome into C. Milton Wright High School. Don Morrison, my partner Nick Monroe. Hey, Nick, this game tonight, when you get Patterson Mill and C. Milton Wright, these teams, year in and year out, are quality teams in the Chesapeake Division. What do we expect to see tonight?
I'm expecting C. Milton Wright out here tonight to really take advantage of their size, seeing warm-ups, doing a little research on them from last season. Even though they lost a few starters, I think they'll really expose Patterson Mill with their size. On the other flip side, I think Patterson Mill is going to try to slow the game down and really just try to take advantage of hopefully some set actions and some set plays tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Patterson Mill likes a game in the 50s. That's what they're shooting for. C. Milton Wright, they would like the game in the 70s. So we might see, one team going up and down the floor, the other team trying to slow it down.
Yes, correct.
Fisher was helping us there. We don't need to bother him. He can do exactly what he needs. Tonight's game, you get C. Milton Wright, who is 3-1 coming in. They've lost their only game in the league in the Chesapeake Division, that double overtime thriller at Aberdeen earlier in the year. Meantime, Patterson Mill, 2-1. They've lost their game. That was against Elkton in the Chesapeake Division. So 2 teams, their last game before the holidays, both desperate for a win. The team that loses 0-2 in the conference, not a good position to be going into the major part of the season.
Yeah, Don, it's a great time of the year. Basketball's in full swing, college, high school, and a lot of these guys and a lot of these kids, exams are are ending up here, and they want to head into the holiday on a high note. And Patterson Mill coming in, a smaller school, but historically have had some good success. They're really trying to get back at C. Milton Wright here, who has kind of taken advantage of their matchups here the past few years. C. Milton Wright seems to lead the series 9-6 over the last 9 years, including the last 3 in a row and 5 of the last 6. So I know heading into Christmas break here, Patterson Mill is going to want to come in with a win, especially on the road.
Nick, folks don't know you. You're my partner for the first time tonight. Good to have you. The assistant coach at Franklin and Marshall up in Lancaster. Your first year doing that, or second year actually.
Second full year.
And I know you love that. It's a style of basketball that I truly love because it's team basketball. You don't normally have that one big guy that's going to dominate. So you have to use the teammate as it's intended to be. I'm sure you enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I respect and love all levels of play at the college level, but there's something about small college basketball that it's special. These kids aren't on scholarships. They're coming in, they're getting an education. They just want to play hard and, hopefully win championships together. So it's a cool experience.
And we're seeing the crowd beginning to build here tonight. It's going to be pretty much a packed audience here on the night before they begin to get their Christmas vacation. We have the student section right to our right-hand side. They're going to stand the entire game. They're going to chant. It's going to be just high school basketball at its best.
I've seen some, looks like it's going to be jersey night here at C. Milton Wright. I've seen some unique jerseys. Some jerseys I've seen, I don't know if these high school students have seen those players play. So it's been cool to see kind of the passion with the student section tonight. And I see some Christmas outfits as well.
Oh, it's going to be great fun. We're getting ready now to begin this ball game. We'll be introducing the starting lineups, be playing the national anthem as well.
C. Milton Wright High School for this evening's men's basketball contest. This evening, C. Milton Wright will host Patterson Mill.
Patterson Mill Huskies coming in, their team dressed in the black uniforms.
Lineups for visiting team, the Huskies.
And the Huskies introducing number 5.
Our junior number 5, Luke
That's
Harris.
Luke Harris, and Nick, he's one of the returning players, averaging 16 points a game. That's a guy they're going to be looking toward.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see this matchup and who C. Milton Wright is going to have matched up against him on the defensive side.
Mitch Wall is an all-county golfer in the fall. Malik Telfer is one of the bigger guys for Patterson Mill, 6'4" junior.
Number 25, Tyree Wilson.
Tyree Wilson is their big man, 6'3", just a sophomore, one of the 2 sophomores.
Sophomore, number 22, Kyle Luddy.
Kyle Luddy is a sophomore, started last year, Nick, as a freshman, averaging 17.3 points per ball game.
Assistants Terry Hinchgrove, Sean Luddy, and Eric Rossley.
Terry Hansroth, Sean Luddy, and Eric Rotzling, the assistant coaches. Gerard Clark, the 13th year head coach. He's the only head coach, Nick, the school has ever known.
Wow.
They opened in '07, and he's been their head coach for the entire time.
Your C. Milton Wright Mustangs.
Now here are the Mustangs, 3-1 coming in. They're 0-1 in the conference.
Let's hear it for guard. He's a senior, number 2, Brian Stepke.
Brian Stemke, one of the 2 Stemke brothers, 13.8 points per ball game, a senior.
Let's get it up for guard. He's a junior, number 4, Dylan Kutcher.
Dylan Kutcher, 5'7", averaging only 4.3 points per game, but he is the gritty player on this team.
At forward, he's a sophomore, number 11, Jordan Stepke.
Jordan Stemke is at 6'3", so he's a bit bigger than his brother, just a sophomore, averaging 16.8 points per ball game. Kevin Doherty is 6'4", 12 points a game, 5.3 rebounds.
And at center, he's a senior, number 33.
And the big man, Nick, 6'7", we would kill for that size.
Absolutely.
Corey Patterson.
If I'm C. Milton Wright, I'm establishing his position right away inside. He looks to be an athlete, look good in warm-ups, so I would be taking advantage of that.
Absolutely. Now to honor our country, here is our national anthem.
And would you please now join me in honoring our country with the playing of our national anthem.
All set now, 8-minute quarters, 4 quarters, and a 30-second shot clock. Nick, you and I were talking about the second year now in high school basketball in Maryland. They've had that 30-second shot clock. Usually it doesn't come into play, but it's a great thing to have.
I love it. It really improves the quality of the game. Not too often anymore, we'll have teams stalling on offense, and it doesn't, I think having a shot clock really helps develop the players at the high school level and get them ready for the next level if they're able to get there.
That's a very good point. Before they come into not knowing what a 30-second shot clock is, so it's good to have that. It's Harris, Walls, Letty, Telfer, and Wilson starting for the black-clad visiting Pattersonville Huskies. Stimke, Bryan, and Jordan, along with Dylan Kutcher, Camden Doherty, and Corey Patterson. As Nick said, Patterson, the big man, 6'7" senior. And I think you're right, Nick. I believe the strategy right away will be get that ball into Patterson and see if they can defend him. They, the smaller Patterson Mill.
Yeah. The other thing I'll be looking at is seeing if CM Wright can put some ball pressure. Stimke looks to be an athlete, looks to be someone who would defensively take advantage with his size and his strength.
Milton Wright coming off a year last year where they were 20-6, 11-1 in the conference, losing only a 1-point game to Joppatown. Got as far as the state semifinals, losing to Poly, won their 4th region title in the last 7 years. Just about ready to get underway. It's Patterson Mill in the dark uniforms going from left to right across your TV screen. Milton Wright in the white, and they call it the Milton Wright blue, not the Carolina blue, but we would know it as the Carolina blue, the light blue. We're just about underway, and Patterson Mill with the ball in the hands of the guard, number 5, Luke Harris. What kind of defense you see going on out there, Nick?
I see just man-to-man. Milton Wright will really look to ball pressure and try to turn this Patterson Mill team over.
Nice drive, but a block away by Jordan Stimke. Here comes Stimke with the ball and gets it in. 2 points, and he's fouled. So Milton Wright, just like that, breaks on top.
You're seeing right away, Don, ball pressure in the half court, leading to easy transition points for Milton Wright. I think if that's the move all night, Patterson Mill could be in for a long night.
Stimke averaging 16.8 points per ball game, leading his team. This is Jordan Stimke, the sophomore, makes it 3 now. So we're underway here. Patterson Mill being pressured.
See some half-court traps here coming out.
You'll see Patterson Mill, Nick, as we said, slow the ball down. Second time going to the hoop, being blocked away. Kyle Letty. And it will be Patterson Mill ball as they'll retain possession. Mitch Walls will trigger it in. All the way back outside to Letty, and they'll set it up. Fresh 30-second shot clock. On the line, he's out of bounds there. And so a turnover by Patterson Mill will go to Milton Wright. Stimke. Back out to his brother, Bryan Stimke. Inside it goes. That's Patterson, knocked away. Great block there by Malik Telfer. Comes back to Milton Wright. Into the hands of Dylan Kutcher.
As predicted, Don, it looked like they hit a cross screen, open up the game, try to get Patterson with an easy post up. They go right back into him, and they 24 picks up the foul for Patterson Mill.
That's Telfer, his first. Going to have a little trouble keeping track of the main scoreboard here at Milton Wright. Unfortunately, it's not working, so we'll try to keep track of those fouls. Now that's a 3-point shot from the corner. That's Jordan Stimke. He's now got all 6 of his team's 6 points. But right now, you're right. It looks like Milton Wright is exerting its will.
Stimke, he is an active basketball player. He seems to be involved in every action out on the floor, both offensively, defensively. He seems to be everywhere.
Trying to break that press and doing so. Gets the ball over into the hands of Mitch Walls. Shot from the outside, no good. Rebound, Telfer. Telfer looking for a shot, can't get it off. Luddy has the ball. Into the corner, from the corner, looking for three, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, battle for under the basket. Let's see what the call was going to be.
It appeared Patterson Mill stepped out of bounds, going for the rebound here.
And Stempke will trigger it in. Again, 6-0. We're about a minute and a half into the ball game. Brian Stempke out to his brother, Jordan. Looks like the Mustangs are, what, a matchup zone of some kind?
Yeah, it looks like they're switching off-ball screens.
Nice drive inside, good pass, good shot. The shot by Camden Doherty. It's now an 8-0 lead.
Milton Wright doing an excellent job offensively moving the basketball.
And the block, I think that's going to be called a goaltend. Yep, they're going to say the goaltend is called. Looks like the basket here.
Don, once the ball hits the glass, especially I know at the college level, but I think even at the high school level, if the ball hits the glass, you cannot touch it.
Telfer gets the basket. A little bit intimidating, though, when you're up there putting the ball in and big hand comes and swats it away.
Here they go over the top.
Inside to Patterson. Good job by Patterson Mill. Luddy goes to the basket and makes the shot. Kyle Luddy, the sophomore, averaging 17.3 points per ball game. Brings his team back within 4 from the corner, looking for 3. Long rebound. Taken away by Patterson Mill. Into the hands of Harris. Luddy thinks about the 3.
Milton Wright doing an excellent job defensively right now, taking Harris out of the game.
Stempke with it, back out front to Jordan Stempke off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound is Luddy. Well, Luddy, just a sophomore, started last year, averages 12 rebounds a game. Luddy takes it to the hoop. That altered that shot. Telfer is blocked from behind, and the foul is going to be called on Camden Doherty. For a lot of fast-paced action. This has to be what Milton Wright's looking for, Nick.
Absolutely, yeah. Turnovers, fast break points.
Tyree Wilson go to the line. He'll shoot 2. That foul, the first of the game against Milton Wright, was on Camden Doherty. Good look at Tyree Wilson, the 6'3" sophomore. At the back of the rim, no good. Averaging 10.3 points per ball game, 11 rebounds. First sub of the game into the ball game is Quentin Hatfield, the 6'4" junior for Milton Wright. Shooting the second of 2. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Stempke. Check it. Yeah, that's Jordan Stempke with the ball. Jordan just a sophomore. Inside it goes. Jordan turns, shoots, can't get it. Off Patterson, out of bounds. It'll go to Patterson Mill. Just about halfway through the first period here.
Milton Wright doing a great job getting that back screen. They're swinging the ball around the perimeter and getting that easy back screen. Unfortunately, they've missed 2 layups.
Looks like a foul is going to be called on Stempke. He got the deflection, but then he grabbed his opponent, and that's going to be called against Stempke. This is Brian Stempke. Second foul on the team. Well, that press, Nick, not only is it intercepting the ball, but it's forcing Patterson Mill to play faster than they want to.
Yeah, if I'm Patterson Mill, I'm clearing the backcourt and I'm sending everyone else up to the front court and really just trying to handle pressure one-on-one. But it looks like Milton Wright's throwing a lot of pressure and some traps at him.
Evan Gallant also in the ball game for Milton Wright, number 1. Gallant, the 6th man, comes off the bench. Taken away by Patterson Mill, and another foul is going to be called. Nope, they're going to say it looked like he may have been fouled. Marvin Bright, the official, said, no, you got to put the ball down. You can't take 2 steps. It's not the NBA, after all. So it'll be Milton Wright ball, up by 4. They scored the first 8 points of the night. Patterson Mill has scored the last 4. Great pass inside, blocked from behind. The foul is going to be called. That's Stempke again. Boy, that's a nice spot there by number 1, just the ball game, Gallant. This young man, Gallant, is a junior. He averages 9.5 points and 5.8 assists. He leads the team in assists off the bench. 2 shots for Jordan Stemke. He's now got 7 points, 7 of his team's 9.
Stemke, he's a nice player. He's very under control. Plays with a lot of poise, and he's very active.
Nice
I like
rotation.
what I see from him.
Oh, it's taken away. Pass to the corner.
There he is again.
Stemke for 3. Jordan Stemke. He's got 11 points about halfway through the first period. Luddy for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes off to Patterson Mill. Malik Telford got the rebound.
What we're seeing right away, Don, is this ball pressure is causing Patterson Mill to take some hurried shots. I'm not sure if the coach for Patterson Mill wants a quick shot like that early in the shot clock.
They're obscured by the student section. You can see there. It's like being at Cameron Indoor Stadium with all this cheering going on. Patterson Mill now slowing it down. Looks like C. Milton's dropped back into a sloughing man-to-man.
And it looks as if they are face guarding Harris for Patterson Mill, trying to completely take him out of the game.
Tyree Wilson with the drive. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. He'll shoot 2. He didn't catch who that foul was on. And again, we don't have a scoreboard to tell us, so we'll just try to check at halftime to see what the foul situation is. That's Wilson now. He's had 3 attempts at the free throw line, missed all 3. Boy, Nick, as you know, they call them free throws for a reason. You got to make them.
Amen.
Finally makes one. He's 1 out of 4. Brings his team back with an 8 at 13-5. Mustangs again 3-1 coming in. Their only loss to Aberdeen in a double overtime thriller early in the season. Stemke. Foul is going to be called. Malik Telford catches
that might be his second there, Don.
It is his second, yep.
He might be heading to the bench for an early break here.
Telford, the 6'4" junior. Coming in the ball game, it's Lance Lehman, number 5 for C. Milton Wright. Sitting down is the big guy, Corey Patterson. Patterson Mill, it looks like Jacob Bechtel, number 15 in the ball game. 3 minutes, 47 seconds left in the first period. Jordan Stemke, cut off. Looks like the foul's going to be on Luddy. Official says, hey, he used that knee to sort of make some room for himself. Butch Hensel calls the foul. Foul on Luddy. I believe that might be Luddy's second as well. Nope, that's his first.
Beautiful
Stemke.
play.
Off the back of the rim, no good. Out of bounds it goes. It'll stay with C. Milton Wright.
C. Milton Wright is finding much success on their baseline in here. It looks like if they convert here, they could really blow this open in the first quarter.
Officials calling timeout, checking at the scorers table. Jerry Clark up off the bench for Patterson Mill. Out front it comes to Stemke, Jordan Stemke, the 6'3" sophomore. Jordan Stemke driving, pushes a little shot off the back of the rim, no good. His brother gets the rebound. Well, those brothers have probably played a lot of basketball together in the backyard, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Evan Gallant with the ball.
We have a coach's warning here. Looks like Patterson Mill.
Did they call the technical?
I think he stepped out of the box there. He's arguing that he did not. I think it might be a warning here at the scores table.
Pleading his case there. Now does he call the technical? Nick, as a coach, you know that sometimes you're trying to fire your team up. The throw him out chant from the C. Milton Wright faithful.
It could be a pro and a con there, Don. I think it could either energize or it could really bring down a group of guys on your bench, even the guys on the court.
Yeah.
Especially in a hostile environment like this, you must keep your cool. I'm sure Coach Clark will make the minor adjustments he needs to make.
Well, it was not a technical. It was a warning, and
Okay.
good job by the officials there. Butch Hensel not calling the technical. It's Quentin Hatfield with the ball. Now Jordan Stemke.
Looks like it was blocked.
Contact, but it wasn't called. I'm going to say out of bounds. Is trying to save the ball in bounds was number 5, Lance Lehman.
Wilson is really trying to up his defense against Steinke with the tip shot there.
Pressure all over the floor. 10 seconds to get across that mid-court line. It's really a long time. He had 1 foot in front, but now throws it away, and you see the pressure now.
Yeah.
Well, you want to play slow when they pressure you, but you want to play fast. There's something innately says, hey, I got to speed up.
Yeah, Patterson Mill, they definitely do a better job at flashing the ball and making sure they're available. So it appeared that it could have been a backcourt there, but you have to establish position in order for it to be a backcourt.
Travel is going to be called. Turning the ball over, C. Milton Wright. Patterson Mill with it, down by 8, 13-5. C. Milton Wright scored the first 8 points of the ball game.
C. Milton Wright is having 4 defensive players all pressing. I think Patterson Mill can look to take advantage of that here.
Tyreek Wilson with the ball.
Gallant doing an excellent job denying Harris the ball.
That's Alaire Lewis, number 1 in the ball game for Patterson Mill. Luddy driving the baseline. Great pass and a nice, it falls off the rim. Looked like the Patterson Mill had a chance to score there. The ball just did not fall. Into the corner, Gallant, cut off, double teamed, gets it back out front. Hatfield. Now into the hands of Stemke, Jordan Stemke. Good give and go. Blocked at the net. There's Stemke again. This is Brian Stemke, and now they're battling on the floor for the ball. Possession arrow looks like it will stay with C. Milton Wright. Minute 46 left in the first. It's been all C. Milton Wright here, as their pressure has really upped the tempo and exactly what they want to do. Sitting down is Gallant. Coming back in the ball game is Dylan Kutcher for C. Milton Wright, number 4.
Kudos to Coach Stefanidis for making that adjustment. Gallant did a great job coming off the bench.
Blocked by Hatfield, and it's going to be C. Milton Wright ball. Quentin Hatfield, the 6'4" junior, averaging 4.5 points and 2.5 rebounds. Minute 35 left in the first. So Jordan Stemke is just in control.
He really is. They're slowing the pace down themselves, looking to get good offense here. Stagger away action for a shooter.
Jumper knocked away. Good block there by number 1, Alaire Lewis. Luke Harris with the ball. One of the 2 returning starters. That little one-handed push shot. Getting his own rebound is Wilson. Nick, my other partner, Bob McCone, hates that floating one-hander.
It's out of control. It's really prone to offensive charges.
Spinning move.
Oh.
Yep, travel is the call. Marvin Bright works on the playground, doesn't he?
Works on the playground where no refs are around.
I like the fact that they're giving the ball to Wilson, the big man, to break the press. Sometimes you have that little guard who can't see the passing lanes.
Yeah, good adjustment by Coach Clark, kind of switching it up.
And there's a mistake, dribbling into the double team. Good sportsmanship as he was lifted off the ground by Hatfield, who pats him on the back and says, hey, we'll take the ball on that alternating possession rule.
C. Milton Wright really forcing Patterson Mill into some tough offensive decision-making here. They're really forcing them.
Looking for the 3, and has it down. That's Dylan Kutcher. Kutcher averaging only 4.3 points per ball game, picked up another 3. His team up by 11. No look pass goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Patterson Mill. 16.4 seconds left in this first period. Coach Clark was a bit upset. He was trying to get a sub in, trying to get let's see, number 4, Robbie March, he wanted to get in the ball game. Finally, he's able to do that. Here you see Robbie is going to trigger the ball in. And it's taken away.
Kutcher with the steal here. See what he can do.
Kutcher gives it up wisely. Hatfield. Now to Lehman. Lehman with a short jumper. Rebound comes off into the hands of Lewis. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Got to put it up. Nope, it will not go. No foul called, or is the foul called? Nope, they're saying the time ran out before the shot could be put up. 16-5 the score after 1. Nick, you certainly have to be impressed with C. Milton Wright's ability to force its will on Patterson Mill.
Absolutely, yeah. Patterson Mill really, if I'm Coach Clark here at the end of the first quarter talking to my guys, I'm telling them that they just calm down, run offense, and try to put themselves in good positions to get good shots. Because right now, if I don't have the statistics with me, but I would assume that the shooting percentages from Patterson Mill are not very high because they're not getting good shots.
Lots of turnovers on both sides, but especially on Patterson Mill. And boy, look at Jordan Stemke, this young man with 11 points in the first period alone. The 6'3" sophomore who averages 16.8 points per ball game. He is leading as a person Patterson Mill by 6 points.
He is a special player and someone you can tell C. Milton Wright really leans onto. And by the time that student is a junior, senior, he could definitely play at the next level. He is a talented player.
Yeah, you look at, if you're a coach and you say, hey, well, Jordan Stemke, you know, maybe he'll graduate. No, not for 2 more years.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to put up with this guy for 2 more. And his brother Brian, we talked about that briefly, about playing with your brother on the same team. They just have a chemistry, I'm sure, that's been developed since they were small children.
For sure. You can tell on certain plays down the court, they're looking for each other. They know where they're at, and I think it pays dividends right now with 16 first quarter points here.
Well, Nick, you were saying to get back into the ball game, Patterson Mill just has to calm down, realize that, you know, there's a long way to go. We just can't be sped up by this pressure that they're putting on us.
Biggest thing is controlling the tempo, and as of right now, C. Milton Wright is controlling the tempo.
Jordan Tuttle in the ball game, sophomore number 22 for C. Milton Wright. Brian Stemke turning the corner, almost out of control, cut off, gets it back out front to Kutcher. Now Hatfield and Kutcher. And here's Tuttle.
Great backdoor pass.
Out of control, Stemke gets the shot off, but has it blocked. Blocked there by 15, Jacob Bechtel. That's what Patterson Mill needed.
Good job by Patterson Mill right now, running some offense, really slowing the game down. You can tell that was a point of emphasis.
Pass inside, but they can't convert. Tipped in. It looked like number 15, Jacob Bechtel, who gets the tip in. Brings his team back within 9 single digits. Brian Stemke is blocked away. Little short jumper off the front of the rim and rolls in by Kutcher. Kutcher has 5.
I like what Kutcher's bringing to this game. He's bringing defensive intensity, hits open shots. I can definitely see why he gets the play time.
Already with 5 points, a point over his season's average. Driving, good block. Blocked away by Hatfield. It was Luddy. Thought he had a path to the basket, but he was cut off by Hatfield. C. Milton Wright with the ball. Minute and a half into the second period, up by 11. Kutcher to Lehman. Back out to Hatfield. And there it is, Mr. Kutcher. Kutcher now has 8. His team up by 21-7, their biggest lead of the night.
If I'm Patterson Mill, I'm really going to try to up the pressure on the defensive side of the ball. C. Milton Wright getting too many easy shots here.
Stemke almost loses it. Wilson had that shot but couldn't get it to fall. Hatfield thinks about the shot. Back out to Stemke. Kutcher almost loses it, saves it, looking from the corner, off the front of the rim, no good. Lehman, what an offensive rebound by Lehman.
Lehman, he is a bruiser down there, getting 2 offensive rebounds already to start the game.
Luddy knocks it away into the hands of number 1, Alaire Lewis. Driving, getting it to fall. That's Wilson.
He's a good athlete. If I'm Patterson Mill, I am pushing the pace and getting him the ball out in the wing.
Tyreek Wilson, his 3rd point of the night. Brian Stemke Out to Kutcher. On him is the opposite number 4. That's Robbie March. Driving, give it up. Lehman, I think he took too many steps.
Too many.
Yep, shuffled the feet before he could get it up. John Stefanidis not happy about it. John is an intense coach, a nice guy. Kids all like him, but they know that he wants them to have perfection. Good job breaking the press. Back out front, but it's taken away by Stemke. Brian Stemke drives right by and gets the layup. Brian Stemke, his first 2 points of the night. 23-9 now.
Time and press here. Looking to trap here, probably around the half-court mark.
Good job by Luddy to save it over to Lewis. Now from the corner, looking for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. That's March.
Another rush shot for Patterson Mill here. They really got to work on getting that shot clock down.
Hatfield. Driving. Looks like he's going to be fouled. Looks like it's going to be on 15 on Bechtel. That's his first. Don't have a chance to see how many team fouls there are. As we say, the main scoreboard here at C. Milton Wright, unfortunately, is inoperative. Hatfield will be able to shoot 2. Quentin Hatfield, the junior. 4.5 points per ball game, 2.5 rebounds. Also a soccer player. Misses the first. Rebound comes off to Lewis. Loses it. Diving for the ball and picking it up is Tuttle. Check it's number 12, Dylan Lauren in the ball game. Dylan Lorenzo, I should say. Sorry, Dylan. Inside it goes. Attempted shot, no good. That was Kutcher. Up to alter the shot was Wilson. Luddy. Inside it goes. Back out front, Lewis. Nope, the official says he shuffled those feet before he began the drive. Turnover, ball goes to C. Milton Wright. Just about halfway through the second period. It's been all C. Milton Wright. The Mustangs trying to even their Chesapeake Division record of 1. Lorenzo, Hatfield.
Good ball movement here by C. Milton Wright.
Kutcher, the little short jumper, won't fall. That's that lost art, that mid-range jumper. Lewis passes it inside, a little bit high, hits the back of the rim, goes out of bounds, no good.
Back to your previous point, Don, I do think the mid-range jump shot is a lost art. I think it could still be utilized in today's basketball game.
Very good point. People think I've got to stop by that three-point line.
Yep.
Hatfield, oh, nice shot by Hatfield, altered his shot, picked up the foul. He'll go to the line shooting 2. I'm impressed with Quentin Hatfield, the 6'4" junior.
He is definitely active, crashing the offensive rebounding. When you own the glass, it can really help you win big basketball games like this, especially offensive rebounding.
See that John Stefanidis looking for those combinations. He's played a lot of players here tonight, early in the season. Making it cleanly through.
Might be an early Christmas gift for some of these kids, getting some good minutes here heading into break.
Absolutely. Last game before the break. I'm sure they won't be practicing for a while. This is, you'd like to leave a good impression, especially when you're home fans.
Yep.
Missing the second one badly.
I love what Kutcher's doing right now and denying Harris the ball. He has not got one clean shot off tonight.
Patterson with the interception. Stimke went up and tried to get the alley-oop. Couldn't make it happen. Tuttle, check it instead. It's 22. It's Kyle Luddy. Luddy only 4 points tonight, averaging 17.5 a game. 24-11 as you see the score. Kutcher cut off. Hatfield. Lorenzo, and now back to Stemke, Jordan Stemke. Patterson. Lorenzo driving the baseline. Cut off is blocked, gets it back, puts it up, it's good. Lewis got the block, but Lorenzo stood with it and got the shot.
It's like C. Milton Wright showing, nope, they're back to man. I think they should still ball pressure a little bit more here. Great job by Kutcher denying Harris the ball.
Luddy steps back, shoots
Tough
a jumper, got it made. Well, you can tell Luddy, this young man
He's
has
trying to
the
get
talent.
going here.
Started as a freshman last year, just a sophomore now. Stempke loses it. Patterson picks it up. Back out front to Kutcher. Now Patterson, a three-pointer from the corner. I'm not sure John Stefanidis likes his 6'7" center shooting from 25 feet. Driving. Foul is going to be called.
Ooh, that's a tough call there. I thought he might have been set. If there was instant replay, I would have liked to see that one.
Foul is going to be called. That'll send to the line Luke Harris shooting 2. Luke, one of the 2 starters back for Patterson Mill, averaging 16 points a game.
Hatfield doing a little bit of everything for C. Milton Wright. Offensive rebounding, and then he just tried to take a charge here. Heading to the bench here with some foul trouble, but great minutes off the bench for Hatfield.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. 6'4" junior. Patterson in the ball game. Kutcher, along with Lorenzo, makes the second. That's the first point of the night for Luke Harris. He's averaging 16 points a game.
Great game plan from Coach Stefanidis here, taking Harris completely out of the game.
Sean Letty, the assistant coach for Patterson Mill, his son, Kyle Letty. Always fun coaching your son. Kutcher comes up.
No
Nobody
one picked
takes
up
him.
Kutcher. Yep.
Couldn't get it to fall. Lucky for Patterson Mill that time. Harris driving. Cut off. Back out front. Luddy. Double teamed. Looks like it's going to be an offensive foul called against Patterson Mill.
Defensively right now, C. Milton Wright just throwing, chasing Patterson Mill into tough situations here. They're just chasing off a lot of their players and forcing Patterson Mill to take some tough shots still, turn the ball over. If I'm Patterson Mill, continue to calm down and continue to move the basketball. If C. Milton Wright wants to fly around defensively, I think Patterson Mill can take advantage of that.
Corey Patterson shooting 1-1 as Patterson Mill is now in the free throw situation with our 7th foul of this first half. Minute 36 left in the half. High off the rim. Bounces high. Out of bounds it goes. Let's see who they're giving it to. They're going to call it on. Looks like they're going to call it on Patterson. The C. Milton Wright fans getting into the ball game a little bit.
Gotta love the competitiveness from both of these teams here.
Yep. Rivals, both have been very, very successful. Coaches, great friends, rivals on the court.
Gotta love that.
John Stefanidis, 9 years, the head coach at C. Milton Wright. 13 years, Gerard Clark at Patterson Mill, the only coach Patterson Mill has known since its inception of the school back in '07. Minute 25. Harris driving, gives it up. Driving from the corner, no good. Rebound. It was March with the shot. March gets it back. Nice pass. Good give up there by Bechtel to Harris.
Patterson Mill definitely needs more possessions like that. They got great shot there and attacking the rim, offensive rebounding.
Excuse me, Robbie. It was Robbie March with that basket. Stempke had 13 in the first period. Has been shut out here in the second. Kutcher almost traveled. Here's Stempke from the corner off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound Harris. Taken away by Brian Stempke. Hits the back of the rim. It'll go to Patterson Mill. 40.9 seconds left in the half. Been all C. Milton Wright. They led 16-5 after one. They now lead 26-15.
Stempke getting a little too aggressive there. Don't want to pick up dumb fouls here heading into halftime.
Foul on Brian Stempke, telling his coach, hey, I never touched him. Have you ever known a basketball player to admit they really fouled somebody?
They're never wrong, Don. They're never wrong.
I never touched you. There's no blood. Foul is called though on Brian Stemke. I have him down as 2, and that's not very unofficial. Ball back into the hands of Alaire Lewis, the 5'11 senior.
See what Patterson Mill does here. Looks like they might hold here for almost the final shot here. About a 4-second difference between shot clock and clock here.
Foul is going to be called. That'll send to the line. They're shooting 2. Number 5, Luke Harris.
Luke Harris definitely trying to get more aggressive here, trying to get to the line, see the ball go through the hoop, head into halftime.
The horn blows. The officials are walking away. I'm not sure
That's tough for the kid.
Yeah. One of the officials walking to the scorer's table, Gerard Clark, said, wait a minute, how can you do that? How can you blow the horn and let my man shoot the ball and miss it? The officials conferring. Butch Hensel and Marvin Wright. Now the officials are going over to the scorer's table. I'm not sure. Yeah, they're going to say just one. They're going to say that shot counted even though the horn blew. Tough for the kid, as you said, Nick.
Absolutely. Harris trying to get going here. That doesn't help his cause.
Makes the second, 1 out of 2. He's got 2 points on the night. 23, 22, 20 seconds left in the half. Milton Wright looking like they're holding it for the last shot. Kutcher. Here's Stemke. 10 seconds. Into the corner,
Good
almost taken away. Brian Stemke driving. Travel is the call. 2.7 seconds left.
I might disagree with that call there, Don. I thought he made a clean move.
Thought he was going to.
Might have looked awkward, but.
Yeah. 2.7 seconds. They've got to get it up. 2 seconds. Bloody. Nope, it will not be good.
It's a good look.
Shot would not have counted anyhow. 26-16, the score here at half, as Milton Wright scores 10 only in that second period. So if you are Patterson Mill, you outscore them. Well, no, you're close to. They scored, what, 10 did Milton Wright, and Patterson Mill scored 11. So, yeah, they outscored them in that second period. So that's something to hang your hat on. Stemke, Jordan Stemke, who had 11 in that first period, scored nothing in the second period. Kutcher had 5 big points. He's got 8. So at the half now, it's 26-15, or 26-16 actually. And we'll take a break here and come back with second half action in just a moment. We're back with you at Milton Wright High School. Halftime here, 26-16 the score. Really, Nick, the Milton Wright Mustangs had a down period in that second period. They were up by, 16-5, and actually Patterson Mill cut into the lead a bit. What was the difference there in that second period?
I thought Milton Wright came out in the first quarter, really tried to dictate the pressure, tried to, make Patterson Mill react to them. And as he got into the second quarter, it looked like Patterson Mill really did try to stay poised, and they ran good offense, and they were getting some very good shots towards the end of the half, getting into the free throw line. If I'm Milton Wright, I'm going back to what brought me early success in the first quarter, and that's making the other team, Patterson Mill, react to them.
And Jordan Stemke, the 6'3" sophomore, had 11 points in that first period. He scored no points at all in the second period. I'm not sure it was because they took him out of the game. It's just he didn't really attempt any shots in that second period.
Yep, might have been a great adjustment by Coach Clark, trying to get Stemke out of the game. Get him out of a rhythm. And on the flip side, Milton Wright doing a great job taking Harris out of the game.
We see Evan Gallant starting the second half here, number 1 for Milton Wright, the junior. He came off the bench and gave him some great minutes as a 6th man. Patterson Mill with the ball, changing sides, of course, going from right to left. The dark uniformed visitors. Cross-court pass. Don't often see that thing get through. Turnaround jumper is going to be off
shot by Harris there.
Nice move. He just didn't set himself. Stemke gets it to the corner. He's going to be fouled. First foul here of the second half.
Milton Wright coming out strong, trying to push the ball in transition.
There's Brian Stimke, a very muscular young man who's very aggressive as well. His brother Jordan seems to be more of a finesse kind of player at this point.
Is he a football player, Don, by chance?
You know, it doesn't say. I don't believe that he is. He looks like he has that football
he does.
build, though.
Might be a running back.
Good pass inside. That's Patterson. Turnaround jumper, good.
Great move.
Corey Patterson, his first 2 points of the night. Patterson averages 8 points a game.
Oh.
Luddy and was that Stimke? No, it was Patterson. Patterson went into Luddy. Neither player was particularly happy about that situation. Patterson will walk to the bench.
Milton Wright opened up the game going to Patterson and opened up the second half going to Patterson, but unfortunately some foul trouble has him on the bench. But I'll tell you what, Hatfield has come into the game and played great off the bench for the Mustangs.
And he's back in again, number 25 for Milton Wright. It was Patterson's third foul. Wilson driving, puts it up and gets it to fall.
Great athletic play by Wilson.
Tyree Wilson, he's now got 5. Hatfield into the corner, taken away. Stay right here with Milton Wright. Well, you're right, Hatfield, Quentin Hatfield just does it all. He's a hustling kind of player.
Yep.
If you're a coach, if you have that kind of kid on the bench,
yeah, I think it's important to bring someone off the bench to give you a little bit of juice.
Absolutely.
We like to call it. Just try to bring a little bit, some extra to maybe spark.
Used to have the 6th man award in the NBA. I'm not sure they do anymore, but
they do. They still do, Don. Yep.
Really?
They still do. Yep.
That's taken away. Good job by Lewis, Alaire Lewis. And he's going to be fouled as he does that little reverse right-handed layup, and he's going to be fouled by Jordan Stimke. What a nice play by Alaire Lewis. His first 2 of the night. He'll try to make it the old-fashioned 3-point shot. Well, look, Patterson Mill has now cut it to 8. Close as they've been.
Patterson Mill trying to get in a track meet here with Milton Wright. I kind of like the move by Patterson Mill, just trying to really trying to dictate the pressure.
Missed the free throw. Rebound to Milton, driving. Gallant. Guess they're going to say a travel by Gallant.
I believe so. Good defensive pressure by Patterson Mill, forcing Milton Wright into a turnover there. Good job on the press break here, staying calm.
Lewis looks for the 3, rims out, won't go. Gallant with the rebound. Great job. Evan Gallant gets the rebound, clears it from the corner. That's good for 3. And that's our young man, Dylan Kutcher. That's his 3rd 3 of the night. He's got 11.
Having his best game of this season for sure.
Lewis
might have been a travel there. Got away
with that one, but ended up turning it over anyhow. Gallant is going to be fouled. Luddy with the foul. We're really impressed with Evan Gallant off the bench. Young man who has got starter stats at 9.5 points and 6.8 rebounds and 5.8 assists.
Really a stat stuffer there, Don. I definitely need a guy like that on a team in order to have some success.
Also 4 steals. He's a soccer player. Hasn't scored yet. Now he has. Having a 5'10" junior. Remember, Milton Wright and Patterson Mill each lost 3 players. Milton Wright is losing 2 all-county players, all-conference players. Making them both is Gallant.
Milton Wright coming off a tough loss to Poly last year as a powerhouse there in Baltimore City.
In the state semifinal. Good block. Foul is going to be called. Is that on Stimke? Yeah, it looks like you're going to call on Brian Stimke.
Little trash talk going on out here at the free throw line.
Yeah, Brian Stimke and Alaire Lewis exchanging pleasantries. And now good job by referee Butch Hensel. Says we will have none of that on this court, and he's now talking to Stimke as well. Great job by Hensel.
Yeah.
You like to see an official take charge that way.
He definitely seems to be a seasoned referee, definitely trying to control the game here.
Wilson now shooting 2. This is the first. That's his, well, he's made 1 out of 5. In the ball game for Patterson Mills, Robbie March. Sitting down is Alaire Lewis. Good job by Coach Clark to say, hey, before he gets out of hand here, let's just come over and sit on the bench. We'll talk a while. Wilson gets it to fall through. Not sure that's exactly how he planned it, but it worked. Down now to 33-21, back to a 12-point lead. Patterson Mill had it within 8 a moment ago. Chance to make it 7, missed the free throw.
Good ball movement by Simone right here.
Stempke, Ryan Stempke, what a move. He's got 4.
He is full throttle all the time.
Short jumper from the elbow, no good. Luddy had the rebound knocked away. Back to Luddy, Luddy up, block from behind, gets it back, and makes the shot. Got a tough night for Kyle Luddy, he's got 8. Averaging 17.5 points a game. Well, a sophomore who controls everything. We're talking about Jordan Stempke, number 11.
Patterson Mill picking up some early foul trouble here in the third quarter, Don.
4:29 left in this third period. It was a 26-16 game at the half. Now a 12-point lead for C. Milton Wright. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Brian Stempke. Cut off by Wilson. Jordan Stempke. Inside it goes to Hatfield. Hatfield and now Stempke from the outside, long on the three-pointer. Gallant had the rebound a moment ago. Taken away, though, by number 10, Mitch Walls for Patterson Mill. Here's Wilson. He's going to the hoop, gives it up to Luddy from the corner. Bounce around, it will not fall.
I'll tell you what, Luddy is not bashful. He is getting his shots up tonight. Unfortunately, he's not hitting them, but I think in order for Patterson Mill to have a shot here, he's got to knock down some shots.
Started as a freshman last year, now a sophomore. Soccer player as well. March will sit down. In the ball game, replacing him is Jacob Bechtel. Luddy off the front of the rim, no good. Gallant with the rebound, bringing it up. Thinks about the three. Stempke driving. Back out front to Gallant. Now Kutcher almost loses it. Gallant. Cut off, gives it to Stempke. Shot clock at 7. Kutcher, shot clock at 4. Jordan Stempke short, doesn't draw iron, and the shot clock, I think that's the first time we've seen the shot clock actually go off tonight.
Yeah, best defensive possession by Patterson Mill there. If they can string those together, this could get interesting here in the third quarter, Don.
The score, in terms of the level of the score, is where Patterson Mill would like it. You think about C. Milton Wright shooting in the 70s.
Yeah.
Patterson Mill's averaging in the 50s, so in terms of volume of score, it's what Patterson Mill's looking for. They'd like to be up by 12 rather than down by 12. Nick, as you know, it's a team that doesn't score a lot, hard for them to come back.
Yeah, you know,
Tyree Wilson with the basket.
And a big part of that is Simone Wright really is doing a great job on Harris, really taking him out of the game here, coming out even in the second half. But cut the lead to 10 here. See what happens.
Wilson has 5 here in this third period. Has a total of 8. Foul's going to be called against Patterson Mill. Tyree Wilson saying, hey, I didn't do anything. And that's at least 3 on Wilson. It looks like Coach Clark is going to sit him down and bring
I could be mistaken, Don, but I could have sworn there might have been a warning on Wilson here. Or
it looked like he stepped on the C. Milton Wright player who was down, but not on purpose, it didn't appear. Shooting 2 will be Ryan Stempke.
Coach Clark's going to his bench here, trying to bring some scoring with Lewis coming in here, checking in.
He'll take Wilson's place. Tyree Wilson had a big third period here with 5 points, 8 on the night. He's going to have to sit down as Alaire Wilson, or Alaire Lewis, I should say, will come in. Brian Stemke now with 5 points on the night, averaging 13.5. This is the second. Nope. Goes off the rim. Luddy with the rebound. Looking for his shot. He's cut off into the corner. And that's the great shot. That's Luke Harris.
Harris, that's his game. He's going to get going here. He's feeling it, talking to his teammates as he goes down.
Stemke cut off. Hatfield, what a rebound by Hatfield coming out of nowhere. Gives it to Stemke. Reverse layup. Hatfield, what a job. Gets the rebound, makes the assist. Oh, the attempted dunk. That would have brought the house down.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Stemke blocked. Rebound by Brian Stemke.
The 50-50 balls, offensive rebound is killing Patterson Mill. Just when you think they're getting it close, they lose it.
Off the front of the rim. Rebound. Stemke puts it up and in. Third chance. Jordan Stemke gets his first 2 of the second half. In fact, his first 2 since the first period. He's got 13.
Tough, sweet sequence there for Patterson Mill.
Well, nice pass. And a nice reverse layup.
Cuts it back to 10 here.
Bechtel with the basket. Kutcher. Into the ball game is Jordan Tuttle, number 22. Brian Stemke gets the basket. Well, Brian Stemke has had a third period. He's now got 7. His team back up by 12. Nick, you said it just when it seems like Patterson Mill is closing in.
Yep. Great
pass and layup not good. Alaire Lewis with the great pass and now makes the shot. It's a 2-pointer. His foot was on the line.
You will say this, this third quarter will be defined. Patterson Mill really is getting good shots here in the third quarter. They just need to string some stops together here.
Jordan Stemke driving, little push shot, no good. Rebound comes off into the hands of Bechtel. Bechtel's done a nice job off the bench. Alaire Lewis driving, left-handed, won't fall. Brian Stemke puts it behind his back. Off the front of the rim, that would have brought the house down as Kutcher looked like he was set to make that 3-pointer. 27 seconds, 26 left in the third period. Looks like C. Milton may be going for the last shot.
Yep.
And just as I say that, Brian Stemke drives and puts it in. He's got 9 points here in this third period.
Patterson Mill having a hard time keeping him out of the paint.
Jordan Stemke.
Oh.
Jordan Stemke tangled up there with...
Looked as if Jordan Stemke there kicked the ball, and be interesting what they call here. It looks like
Mitch Walls tangled up with Jordan Stemke. Not sure what the officials called. It will be Patterson Mill ball. Looks like it's called alternating possession to Patterson Mill, I think.
Plenty of time here to get a good shot for Patterson Mill.
9.7 seconds.
Try to get Harris an open look here.
There he is with the basketball. Short jumper off the rim, no good. In fact, he did not draw iron, and so they didn't get a good shot, and they're down by 12.
Probably not the shot you're looking for in the third quarter there.
Well, 9 points in that third period for Brian Stemke. Puts his team up now by 44-32. Nick, you said it. It looked like every time Patterson Mill appeared like they were going to get back into the ball game, they either turned the ball over or, in this case, Brian Stemke took over.
Yeah, we just haven't seen a complete quarter by Patterson Mill here. Just when you think they're getting good shots, you know, they're not getting the stops defensively, but they're getting good shots, and then vice versa. So if they want a shot at this game, they need to get a complete fourth quarter here, and they need to keep the Stemke brothers out of the paint where they feasted all night.
So now in the 3 periods, 3 C. Milton Wright players in double figures. Jordan Stemke with 13, both Dylan Kutcher and Brian Stemke with 11 each. And again, off the bench, Evan Gallant having a great game, along with number 25, Quentin Hatfield, also having a great game coming off the bench. For Patterson Mill, their leading scorer, Kyle Luddy, with 8. Also with 8 is Tyree Wilson. Wilson in foul trouble. So 8 minutes to go in this ball game. It's a 12-point lead for C. Milton Wright, looking to win their 4th game of the year, even in their conference record at 1-1. Evan Gallant, a soccer player. Nick, and you said it, a stat stuffer with all the stats he's had coming off the bench.
14 back in the game for C. Milton Wright.
Yeah. That's Camden Doherty. We haven't seen him for a while. Patterson almost loses it. Underneath to Jordan Tuttle. Tuttle, another one of the sophomores on this team for C. Milton Wright. Young team. They again lost 3 starters. Lost 5 players to graduation.
C. Milton Wright going back to man here on the press. Looking to trap here.
Good job breaking it. Driving Luddy, left-handed, little bit of a baby hook. Gets it to fall. He's now got 10. Team back within 10. The object, as you know, Nick, is always to cut it to single figures if you can.
Yep. Right here, it's going to be about stops and rebounding for Patterson Mill.
From the corner, off the front of the rim, no good. Gallant going for the rebound. It's going to be white ball, C. Milton Wright. 7:14 left in the game. There you see Evan Gallant being supported by the student section.
Gotta love the energy.
Oh, I love it. There they are. As you said, jersey night. All kinds of different jerseys. C. Milton Wright with the ball. Nick, you said it, some of those jerseys, those kids were not born when the player wore them.
Or very young. I saw a Vince Carter Toronto Raptors jersey. I don't know how many kids watched him play.
And he's still playing.
He's still playing. Atlanta Hawks. Yep.
How many years has he played? He's got to be, what, 72 years old now?
Yeah, I think he's reached the 20th or 21st year in the NBA.
Wow, North Carolina star, Vince Carter. Patterson will go to the line. He'll be shooting 2. Patterson with 2 points on the night. Been in foul trouble a lot of the night. Makes the free throw. He's got 3. Team back up now by 11. Bechtel sits down for Patterson Mill. Second and cleanly through.
Big possession here for Patterson Mill. See what they can do. Good job breaking the press.
Wilson has a lane blocked by Patterson. Whoa.
He saw that come from a mile away, Don.
Yes, sir. Stemke driving, gets the layup. He's fouled. Jordan Stemke. Boy, the crowd now is into it.
He is one player that's hard to keep out of the paint. Oh, looks like they might have called an offensive foul there.
They did, yeah. Take the points off and leave it now at 46-34. Big call. And a foul is going to be called. Well, that could be a big call of the game instead of being a 14-point lead with a chance to make it 15. Now, just like that, Patterson Mill is in the bonus. So we have 6:42 left. That's the 7th foul for C. Milton Wright, meaning from here on out, Patterson Mill will be in the bonus.
That is huge.
Luke Harris shooting 1 and 1. Luke has 5.
I'm going to give Patterson Mill credit here. They have come out. They are being the aggressors. Usually, Don, when you are the aggressor, you will pick up fouls. So credit to Coach Clark putting them in the positions to be aggressive out there and to really change the complexion of the game here.
Kutcher back in the ball game. Misses the second. Rebound comes out long to Gallant. Here comes Jordan Stemke. Into the corner. Inside, Patterson turns, shoots, can't get it to score, gets the rebound. That's Brian Stemke.
Offensive rebounding continuing to be the Achilles heel for Patterson Mill.
Wilson almost loses it, now does lose it. It'll be C. Milton Wright basketball. Looked like he may have traveled before he ended up losing it, but in any case, it's a turnover to the Mustangs. Danger zone here for Patterson Mill. They're down by 13. 6 minutes exactly left in this game. Evan Gallant off the bench, played a great game. Driving, puts it up, and it won't fall. Rebound though, still won't fall. Stemke gets a second offensive rebound, and he's fouled. Boy, Brian Stemke, only 6 feet, but he plays bigger than his size. Looks like he had a bit of an injury there, in some pain, but he can play. Hey, I'm a tough guy. Evan Gallant triggered in. Gets it to Brian Stemke. Patterson back out front to Kutcher. Kutcher driving. Cut off. Brian Stemke driving, gets it to fall. Brian Stemke has had himself a second half. He had 2 in the first half. He's now got 15.
Patterson Mill doing a good job breaking the press. Luddy.
You could see Patterson just sort of waiting his turn.
Yep.
Who got the rebound? Wilson, I think?
Yes.
Tyree Wilson with the basket. Patterson sort of baited him into that. Said, go ahead. Shot was missed, but Wilson there to clean it up. Coming up on 5 minutes left in the game. Milton Wright in no hurry. Up by 13. Patterson muscling his way in and gets it to fall.
Strong
big man move
for the big man.
That's a grown man move right there. Luddy driving. Looks like there was some contact, not called. Lewis from the outside, Harris I should say. Rebound to Stemke, Brian Stemke. Gets it off to Evan Gallant. Off Milton Wright. Patterson Mill basketball. Really impressed with Brian Stemke in this second half. He's got 15, and again, 13 of those in the second half. Not only has he scored, but he's just been all over the floor. Milton Wright, again, with a 3-1 record coming in, looking like they are going to go for their 4th win of the night, unless Patterson Mill can come up with a big spurt here at the end. They'll even their conference record if they can hold on at 1-1. Patterson Mill will go to 0-2. Again, Patterson Mill, one of the smaller schools in the county, playing in that Chesapeake division. Nick, we talked about this Upper Chesapeake Bay Athletic Conference, the Chesapeake division, with 8 teams. Every night you play, you have an opponent who is a high caliber team. No cupcakes in any place in your schedule.
Yeah, and Don, what's beautiful about that is these teams will be battle tested as they get into the districts, regionals, state tournament games. And
very good point. You look at the region success of Milton Wright. They won the region title in 15, 16, and 19. They won the state title back in 16. Last year they won the region, got to the state semifinals before Poly, powerhouse team, knocked them off.
Yeah, Poly, they are producing some Division I athletes and really sending guys to some Power 5 level schools.
Quincy Houghton and Bree Hopkins, the 2 graduates who were all county, all conference last year. Both in college, playing college basketball now. Paul Schau and Aaron Farley, the 2 assistant coaches for John Stefanidis at Milton Wright. Wilson looking to drive. Patterson. Oh, the ball will not fall. Patterson says, I did not touch him. The foul's going to be called.
Definitely needed that one. Would have a chance to cut it to 12, but we'll see what he can do here.
You can see that Corey Patterson just sort of baits his opponent in to go ahead and put the shot up. He likes that block.
Oh.
Blocks are fun.
I'll tell you what, as a big man, they love it when those guards come in with that one-footed takeoff. When you jump up, Don, with 2 feet, you can never guess. The big man can't guess how he's going to go off. But when they come off with a one-footed jumper, it's always going to be a layup.
That's a good observation. You're absolutely right. Second one cleanly through. Wilson now has 11. His team back within 14. 4 minutes, 20 seconds and counting left in the contest.
Good ball reversal here for C. Milton Wright.
But that is good movement. Evan Gallant driving. Little shot goes up and in.
Gallant having himself a ball game, both offensively, defensively.
Got 5 points all in the second half. Again, he's off the bench. He's that kind of high energy guy that coaches love to have coming off the bench.
They're soccer players. They know how to go.
They're that way. Luddy almost has it taken away, does recover it. Nice pass inside, can't get the conversion. Patterson Mill needs those shots to fall. Foul's going to be called from behind, I believe, on Alaire Lewis. In the bonus now is C. Milton Wright. They'll go to the line shooting 1 and 1. Looks like it's Gallant now who will be shooting the 1 and 1. Second-year varsity player. 4 steals, 6.8 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 9.5 points. Gets the first one to rattle in. He's now got 7. Make it 8.
Seymour Wright continuing their press defense here.
Good job by Stemke.
Stemke has just been everywhere tonight. Him and his brother will cause havoc here in the Upper Chesapeake Conference this year.
Well, you're right. Can remind you that C. Milton Wright lost that early season game to Aberdeen in double overtime, 92-89. They were down by 13 with C. Milton Wright and came back to tie it and force the overtime. Wilson driving. Rebound knocked away. Foul's going to be called. That was Harris. Got the rebound, got fouled. Harris will shoot 2. Second year on the varsity. Patterson Mill with wins over North Hartford and Falston, a loss to Elkton. Elkton was a conference game, a Chesapeake Division game. Harris off the front of the rim. I think sometimes that's showing a little bit of weariness when you can't get that ball over that front rim.
Yeah, C. Milton Wright's really have to make him work for everything tonight. I would assume he is gassed by the end of this game.
Second one cleanly through. Four for 8 from the line.
March checking into the game for Patterson Mill here. Maybe bring a spark off the bench here in the last 3 minutes.
Robbie March, the sophomore, number 4. Speaking of sparks, Dylan Kutcher has really played a great game, number 4 for C. Milton.
He has.
There's Hatfield, and again, talking about folks that have played a nice game. Looking for 3 and getting it to fall right on cue is Kutcher. Kutcher's got 14. That's his 4th 3 of the night. 59-39, big 20-point lead. March with the shot, long. Rebound Gallant. Biggest lead of the night, 20 points. Kutcher, he says, hey, I did it once. Oh, couldn't get it to fall that time as Luddy gets the rebound. Kicked away, but no call there. Stemke with the interception. Gallant fouled from behind by March. 2:27 left in the game, and for all intents and purposes, it looks like C. Milton is going to send their home fans home happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Biggest thing here is C. Milton Wright will now go to double-digit wins against Patterson Mill here in the last 9 years.
10-6 in this rivalry between these two schools that have both been at high caliber throughout the years. Gallant makes the first. Perfect from the line. He's now 5 for 5. That's called the announcer's jinx. Let's see if it works. He hasn't missed all night. He's 5 for 5. Thank goodness. Good job there. 7 points, 9 points total, 7 from the line for Evan Gallant. Wilson drives, blocked away. Blocked this time by Gallant.
He is everywhere tonight, Don.
He is that. Stemke, Kutcher, up, no good. Foul is called. Nice no-look pass by Brian Stemke. Well, Evan Gallant, yeah, you've got to be impressed with this young man. 6 for 6 from the line, 8 points on the night.
One thing I've been impressed with Seamilk and Wright throughout the night is that these guys know their roles between Hatfield, Kutcher, Gallant. They know their role. They don't need to score it every time. They can get defensive stops. And then, you let guys like Jordan and Brian Steinke really fill it up. That's what a complete team does, Don.
Absolutely. Very good observation. You're right. They play as a team. They don't have a superstar on the team, obviously. Both free throws good. That's 16 points on the night for Dylan Kutcher. Good defense. Cut off. Luddy. Reversal layup good. Kyle Luddy now has 12.
He's been one bright spot for Patterson Mill, always looking to be aggressive and really trying to dictate it.
Inside 2 minutes left in the contest. Gallant, oh my goodness, what a play. He was cut off and still got the shot up.
Big fourth quarter for him.
He's got 8 in the fourth period.
Just got another steal here.
Kutcher.
There's Hatfield flying in there.
A little bit over the back, perhaps. Still hustling. Minute 31. John Stefanini's teams, that's what they're noted for. They hustle. You say they know their role?
Yeah, he was just pointing to his head there, Don, just reminding his guys to think with their heads here. The game's in their control. Try to control the clock, control the tempo here to close it out.
65-41. It was a 26-16 game at half. 10-point lead, and Milton Wright has really turned it on here in this fourth period. Patterson Mill headed back within 10, a chance to go into single digits. Mustangs have had the answer. Officials conferring now, agreeing. Butch Hensel and Marvin Bright, the two officials, done a nice job tonight. Not been an easy game to officiate.
The Seamilk and Wright crowd and Tyree Wilson having an exchange of words. If I'm Wilson's probably not the best night to interact with them.
The fans have done their job. You figure if I can get them to talk to me, I've taken his focus away from the game. Tyree Wilson will sit down. In the ball game for the first time is Jacob Bechtel back in the ball game. Jacob's been in a couple of times. 6'6" junior. Brian Stemke trying to plead his case. Official Butch Hensel says nope. Luddy, nice play. Good feed, good basket. Luddy now has 6 here in the fourth period. He's got 14. Minute 19. Brian Stemke in no hurry at all. Harris out on him. Shot clock inside 10. Brian Stemke looking to get his shot off, passes it up. Hatfield driving, blocked away. Patterson Mill with the basketball. Harris with the block. Harris weaving through crowds. He's going to be fouled. Nice job by Luke Harris. Double, triple teamed. He beat it and got to the line, got to the hoop and was fouled. And now here comes the shock troops, if you will, for Milton Wright. As some folks who haven't seen a lot of action will get to get on the floor.
Tough game for Harris tonight, Don. Definitely one he'll want to forget about as he heads into the Christmas holiday.
Harris with the free throw. He's got one more. In the ball game, Lehman, number 5. Michael Cranefeld, number 10 in the ball game. Second one rolls in.
Patterson Mill should not hang their heads tonight. I really think there are some talent on this roster between Luddy and, Harris is filling it up with almost 17, 18 points a game. I think they'll end up having a good year in the Upper Chesapeake Conference.
Cranefeld fouled on the way to the basket. He's in the engineering curriculum here at at C. Milton Wright. First one rolls around, won't go in. Second one rolls in. Michael into the score pad at 1 point here on that free throw. 42 seconds left. Lehman gets in the way of the pass, knocks it away. It'll stay with Patterson Mill. Michael Cranefeld, a junior, 5'10". Driving, one-hander, won't fall. There's Robbie March, who couldn't get it to ball. Lehman, taken away by Luddy, getting in the passing lane. 25 seconds left. Harris.
Good patience from Harris there.
Called. And now, Nick, the chant you don't want to hear if you're the visiting team. Yeah. Fans in full throat here, getting ready to take their Christmas break.
Always a fun time for a high school student around this.
Absolutely. Harris. Another nice job here in this fourth period from the line.
That's one thing. One of his strengths is getting to the line, and hopefully he'll get some easier shot opportunities next game. But credit to C. Milton Wright and the coaching staff over there coming up with a plan to really take away his strengths tonight.
He's made 8 of 10.
Good trap here from Patterson Mill.
Eight of 12, actually, as I recount my little dots there for Luke Harris. From the corner, rolls around. Luddy with a big rebound. 5 seconds. This is, nope, it will not be good, and that is the end of the ball game. 66-47, the big win for C. Milton Wright, as they go now to 4-1 and 1-1 in the conference. The loss drops Patterson Mill to 2-2 and 0-2 in the conference. Well, I think it was a good, entertaining game and a chance that Patterson Mill had to stay in the ball game, but C. Milton Wright seemed to have the answer. Every time Patterson Mill would spurt, there was C. Milton Wright.
Yeah, Patterson Mill struggled throughout the night just trying to get consistent stops. C. Milton Wright, on the other hand, really did a good job making Patterson Mill react to them. And I think that's what they can take away from this game and going forward. C. Milton Wright's a good team. They play as a team, do their roles right. They have good size and athleticism. And hopefully Patterson Mill can maybe watch some film here over the break, the coaching staff, and come back together in the new year and get a good spring semester kickoff.
Well, as the fans celebrate the win, we'll take a break here. We'll come back and wrap the game up for you, talk to some of the stars of the game. Final scores you see, Patterson Mill losing to C. Milton Wright, the Mustangs winning 66-47. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
All right, I'm coming to you live here in Bel Air, where the Mustangs from C. Milton Wright took down the Huskies from Patterson Mill 66-47. And first time seeing you guys play tonight, Brian and Dylan. I was very impressed how you guys played tonight. Brian, I'll start with you. From the jump, I thought you were in attack mode all night. What really was the difference in the way you played and how they defended you tonight?
Well, sir, I just feel like we have to have a more aggressive mentality, especially to start the game, because if you start off aggressive, you set the tone for the game. So.
And was the game plan for you guys to get out in transition tonight? I really felt like you guys took advantage of really running them up and down the court.
Well, we always try to get out in transition because we like to play a faster ball and, like I said before, set the tone for ourselves. But for the most part, yes, it was get out in transition and run.
Now, Dylan, I'll come to you next. Came into the game averaging 4 points a game. Probably had your career night with around 16 points. Tell me, what helped you get going tonight?
Just get the easy shots in. They'll start to fall once you get one. Just keep shooting.
Yeah. One thing I really enjoyed watching you is you looked like you had fun out there, and that can really make a difference. The other thing is I saw you were face guarding the other opponent, Luke Harris. He came into the game averaging 17 points a game. Was the game plan for you and the team to really try to shut him down?
Yeah, he's one of their best scorers, so you just gotta, once you get him down, they have a bunch of ball handlers, and we're good.
Awesome. Did I say anything else?
I think we're good.
We're good.
Thanks,
we're good.
guys.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful
you, sir.
vacation.
Yeah.
Take care.
Merry Christmas, guys. Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, good luck.
Well, it was a great game tonight, and a well done by both teams, I thought. C. Milton Wright came at the end and sort of broke it open. I thought Patterson Mill had a chance to get back in the ball game, just couldn't get over that hump.
Yeah, I thought C. Milton Wright really came out, and they really tried to, dictate ball pressure. The press really threw Patterson Mill for a loop to start the game, and I think the early turnovers and the 50-50 balls, offensive rebounding, really paid dividends for the Mustangs tonight.
I think Patterson Mill will grow, obviously. This competition that they have, as you said, every game they play is like a battle, so you never have a cakewalk as you can any night, so they're going to be good before the year's over. Looking at the scores, you met Brian Stemke, 15 points, 16 points for Dylan Kutcher, 13 points for Jordan Stemke. Jordan had 11 points in that first period, really got him off to a great start, and then he sort of turned it over to the other players as well. And you mentioned Evan Gallant. I thought this young man off the bench with 10 points really gave him a spark.
Yeah, one thing I admired and noticed watching them play tonight is they were a total team. You have the Stemke brothers who can really fill it up, and then you have, Kutcher coming off the bench, Gallant, who can really, they do their role, whether it's rebounding, playing defense, and, the ball movement. So I thought it was a complete team win. And I think that'll propel them going forward to, have a good, January, February.
Yeah, Quentin Hatfield, too, this young man, the junior, came off the bench. Only scored 1 point, but I tell you what, he did a great job. As you said very well, each player knew his role, came in, did his role. They play as a team. You can tell they like each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when you look at the best teams, whether it's in high school or college, it's the teams that they know they come in every day, they do their job, and I thought CM Wright did that tonight.
He certainly did. Looking at Patterson Mill, Kyle Luddy, the big scorer, 17 points a game coming in. He got 14. It was a quiet 14. As you said, Luke Harris had 11, but he had a tough night because they harassed him the whole night. I think it was a young player you interviewed, Dylan Kutcher, who said it was part of the game plan to take him out of the game.
Yeah, Kutcher did a great job really denying no easy catches for him, full 94 feet. And then on the flip side, Luddy, he did the best he could. He's aggressive, and I think hopefully that will get him going, hopefully coming up in January against some tough competition.
Nick Monroe, thank you so much. It was fun.
Appreciate it, Don. Look forward to do it again.
Our final score, 66-47. C. Milton Wright wins it. They go now to 4-1 on the year. They're 1-1 in the conference. 2-2 is the record for Patterson Mill. They're 0-2 in the conference. Hope you enjoyed it. For my partner, Nick Monroe, I'm Don Morrison. Good night, everyone.